The NAS100 market had some really strong moves this past week, and if you are paying attention, you can see that the market was definitely bullish. I definitely caught some of this action on the options market because some of the markets that I trade in options are represented in NAS100. So if you're looking to catch some moves in NAS100 this upcoming week, you are in luck because in this video, I'm going to talk about my entries, my exits, and my profit target potential for this particular market. So we have our analysis from last week. So instead of starting fresh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up this and then walk you through any new levels that I create in this market. So that way it's easy for you to follow along. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is actually clean up some of these levels really quick. And then we're going to head over to the weekly time frame where we will plot out new levels as necessary. So let's go ahead and go to the weekly. All right. And wow. Okay, so looking at the weekly time frame, before we do anything, just look at this candle right here. This is over 1,000. This is 1,200 points inside of the NAS100 market. Definitely very strong bullish momentum. And for the past few weeks, I've been just updating this more so at the bottom because the top hasn't been touched. Now we're going to look at the top of this particular market and see if the market has enough momentum to potentially push through the previous high. What if you can trade gold or any market in just 1 hour per day, even if you have a full-time job, and still grow the account? Most traders think that they have to sit in front of charts all day, and maybe if they step away, they may either miss a setup or they may come back to a losing trade. Well, in this free masterclass, I'm going to show you a calm and repeatable way for you to enter trades with confidence, and you can lose all the anxiety when you step away from your charts. Go ahead and check out the free masterclass. It's totally free. So looking at all these levels, I'm going to start at the top and then just call them out. So starting at the top, this yellow level is 22,226. And this level right here is at 21,729. This gray level is at 21,374, really close to 75. And this other gray level is at 21,021. And then if we look at this yellow level here, we can see that this is at 20,656. And then right below this strong candle, we have another gray level that is at 20,335. And then next we do have another level that is at 19,653. And then our yellow level here at 19,086. Now below that, I'm not going to do anything else just because price has made a lot of bullish movement this past week and I just want to keep my charts clean. So we're just going to get rid of these old levels because we're going to be focusing on price action within here. So let's go ahead and go to the daily time frame. Okay. So now that we're on a daily time frame, we do have a lot more data and we can see that the price action from this past week closed perfectly at our level of 21,375 roughly. So what we're going to do for this upcoming week, we're basically just going to look at where price started on Sunday night, USA time. It had this gap here. It started here from last week and then gapped up. And then it basically concentrated the price action here on the daily time frame in this zone. So basically just cleaning up anything that is old. But for right now, I really like this level because the point where price gapped up when the market opened up for the week basically landed right above this resistance that we drew before. So it's just really cool just to see all these things lining up. All right. So, and if we look to the left, we do have some sort of resistance here, but for the most part, everything here in the daily time frame looks good. So let's go down to the H1 time frame where we have a lot more data and we could zoom in and see what's happening with this price action. So right now, what I'm seeing based on where the candle ended or the candles ended on the H4 time frame, I actually want to move this level up just because we have a nice defined resistance here. And now this level is sitting at 21,398, really close to 21,400. Your chart may say something different and it's okay. So I'm going to leave it here at 21,000, roughly 400. And now looking at the next level, if I look over to the left just to see what was there before, this is looking like a decent level, but let me base that on recent price action, and we just have a clean break above. So for right now, that's looking good. That may change on lower time frames. I've created another community here on School called Consistent Profitable Traders. And if you want to join, you can go to school.com/traders in order to join this free membership. I have a number of things here inside of the community. You can see that the community is growing. There are people being added almost every single day. And then inside of the classroom, I do have some things here. I'm constantly adding new things, new resources for new traders. And if you go over to the calendar, then you'll see that I have a monthly call with everybody inside of this group. So if you want to join this community, go ahead and go to school.com/traders, and I'll see you there. And then looking at this key level here, still looks great. So it looks like we only changed one level on the H4. Let's go down to the H2 time frame and zoom in a bit more. Maybe we're going to change some more. Okay, so now we have a higher resistance here on the H2 time frame, and then let's see where that lands. So, okay, wow, it lands a little bit higher. So now we're sitting at 21,428 at this same level that we adjusted on the last time frame. So far, this is still looking good, and this is still looking great, actually. This is perfect right there. So nothing to change. Let's go to the H1 time frame before we get into our game plan. And if you like these sort of analysis videos, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Also give this video a like so that way I can continue to make videos like this in the future. So now that we're on the H1 time frame, everything is lining up quite perfectly. I do see that I want to add another level here, mainly because we have this level of resistance, or actually support right here, and it could serve as a form of resistance in the future. So I want to mark that off. So now that level is at 21,280. And I also see another level right here that I want to mark off. So I'm going to use my horizontal ray tool and mark this off at 21,124, mainly because we have a really nice support here. And now we have nice tradable zones. So before I go any further, let me just go ahead and measure these to make sure that it looks good. 146, that's decent. And then this one is 153, that is decent as well. So looking at this, going down to these other levels, didn't change anything else because this is actually looking quite nice. So there is one additional level I want to place, and I want to place it right here at 20,751, mainly because price made some sort of higher low and then it pushed up from here, creating all of this momentum. This was a really strong push, and I want to make sure that I highlight that inside of my charts, and that's exactly what we just did here. Other than that, everything else looks pretty great. So let's go down to this level because we haven't really touched it a lot, but now that we have a lot more data here on H1, I am going to move it down. So now it's sitting at 20,323 just because we have a nice support, and I want to mark that off. Okay, so now that we have our levels for this upcoming week, I want to talk about the game plan and what I'll be looking for. So since price has really strong bullish momentum, I'll be favoring bullish moves, but of course there are some opportunities for counter trend trades. So the first counter trend idea would be below this 21,280 level, targeting of course the next support level right here. Now there's a caveat. So right in this area, we have this wick and we have this wick. So this was basically a really tricky zone, so I wouldn't be interested in anything below this wick right here, and this level is sitting at 21,226. But when you do that, you actually chop the zone in half, so now it's roughly 97 points. Does it fit within my trading plan? Absolutely not. But if it fits within yours, it could be an opportunity for you. So you just have to do what makes sense for you and your situation. So the same thing here. If we pull this all the way down, let's just say that it breaks this. Now it's a 200 point range, which is cool in total, but this range is only 100. So this basically wouldn't be in my trading plan. So what I would change is actually go below here, because there are really clean candles to the left hand side. And now if we measure this range, we can see that oh, now we have 272 points potentially get inside of this market, which is actually much nicer than these zones here. So that would be my trading idea to the downside. And of course, prioritizing the upside. So I will be looking for buys above 21,428. So starting here, going up here, almost 300 points inside of this market. So of course, buys above there and basically just following the price action up. So this level to this level. So basically the 21,735-ish kind of range all the way up to 22,211. And that will be amazing because that would be that would be really close to 22,200, breaking 22,000. So that could be really cool. And then if I'm looking for targets, then I would just look to the left and see what kind of price action we had in the past. Yes, we have to scroll quite a bit, but a couple of things that I'm seeing are basically right here. I do have a support level. I think that would be good enough just to break up the zone a bit. And now we still have a really large zone right here. So this is now going from roughly 21,729 up to 21,894, giving us 150 points. And then of course, this level is much larger. So that would be a potentially better opportunity. It just depends on what the momentum is doing in real time. But this is my game plan for this upcoming week. And if you found this helpful, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to this channel so that way you won't miss any notifications, because I do this type of video every single week. And if you're looking to figure out which broker I finally use, then you will find that out on Wednesday. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that way you can be notified of that and you could figure out which broker I use and then some criteria you could use in order to pick a good broker yourself. I'll see you there.